It started with a whisper. Then, a flash alert from TMZ lit up the internet. Wrestling legend Hulk Hogan dead at 71. Within minutes, social media exploded. News anchors scrambled, fans froze. Could it really be true? Could the man who defined an era of wrestling, the muscle-bound icon who tore shirts and shook arenas, really be gone? But as the chaos swirled, something didn't sit right. The timeline felt off. His wife had just said he was doing fine. His last tweet was full of gratitude. And then, cardiac arrest. A home swarmed by police and EMTs. This wasn't just a death report. It was a mystery. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why so many people aren't buying it. The first wave hit like a punch to the chest. TMZ, the same outlet known for breaking major celebrity stories, dropped a headline no one saw coming. Hulk Hogan, dead at 71. The report claimed that paramedics were rushed to his Clearwater, Florida home early Thursday morning. Their reason? Cardiac arrest. Multiple police cars and ambulances were spotted outside the property, and witnesses said the wrestling icon was carried out on a stretcher and loaded into an ambulance. For fans who grew up watching him slam giants to the mat, the image was jarring. This wasn't just any celebrity emergency call. This was Hulk Hogan. And if TMZ was right, he was already gone before the sirens even stopped. But even in the early hours, some began to wonder, why hadn't any official source confirmed it? Just weeks before the death report, rumors had already started to swirl. Whispers claimed Hogan was in a coma, clinging to life in silence. But then came the surprising twist. His wife stepped forward and denied it all. She insisted that Hogan's heart was strong, that he was simply recovering from routine surgeries. She sounded calm, confident, even defiant. And that's what made the TMZ report so baffling. How does someone go from doing fine to cardiac arrest in a matter of days? Was she trying to protect his privacy? Or was she hiding something far more serious? The contradiction between her words and the medic's arrival is what sent fans into a frenzy. Was the public being kept in the dark about Hulk's true condition? Long before the sirens, long before the headlines, Hulk Hogan left behind one last message. A tweet that now reads like a whispered farewell. Every day I'm reminded that God is good, always thankful, HH. At the time, it seemed like just another feel-good quote from a man known for his larger-than-life persona. But in hindsight, fans began to look at it differently. Was this Hogan's way of saying goodbye? Without actually saying the words? That tweet, short and simple, hit harder than any finishing move in the ring. It now feels almost prophetic, a spiritual bow before the curtain drops. And the timing? It was posted just weeks before the chaos at his home. A moment of peace before the storm. But was it a coincidence? Or a carefully chosen farewell? Before the chaos and controversy, Hulk Hogan wasn't just a wrestler. He was the wrestler. The main event, the man who made wrestling feel like a Hollywood blockbuster every time he stepped into the ring. His showdown with Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3 wasn't just a match, it was a cultural earthquake. Over 93,000 screaming fans packed the Pontiac Silverdome to witness the unthinkable, Hogan body-slamming a literal giant. That single moment became etched into sports history. It wasn't about belts or titles anymore. It was about myth. Hogan wasn't just winning matches. He was creating legends. He turned the WWF into a household name and made sure wrestling never stayed in the shadows again. But even with all that glory, the man behind the persona was still hiding something. Something fans are only beginning to understand. Hogan's impact didn't end at the ropes. He crossed over into mainstream pop culture like no wrestler ever had. His reality TV show, Hogan Knows Best, turned him from a ring warrior into America's mustached dad. Viewers saw a softer, more human side, raising kids, navigating marriage, dealing with fame. He became a symbol of resilience and familiarity, even to people who had never watched a match, from cartoons and action figures to movie roles and motivational quotes. Hogan wasn't just a man, he was a brand. And that brand connected deeply with people of all ages. But behind the scenes, cracks were starting to show. Legal battles, family drama, and a long history of physical wear and tear. The line between Hulk Hogan, the icon, and Terry Bollea, the man was getting harder to separate. And now, with this sudden death report, fans are asking, did we ever really know who he was behind the sunglasses and bandanas? In his later years, Hulk Hogan didn't shy away from controversy. He ran straight into it. His vocal support for Donald Trump made headlines at rallies and conventions, and he stood proudly by the former president's side. For some, it was a shocking move. For others, it was just Hogan being Hogan. Unfiltered, unapologetic, and deeply loyal. He wasn't just there for photo ops either. He was a presence, shaking hands, giving speeches, and reminding people that he was still larger than life, even outside the ring. His political stance won him new fans, but also reignited old critics. Was this a calculated move to stay relevant? Or was it the real man stepping out from behind the red and yellow mask? Either way, it cemented his position not just in wrestling, but in the increasingly blurred world of celebrity and politics. And now, with news of his death spreading fast, people are wondering, did his bold public persona come at a private cost? To the world, he was Hulk Hogan, the immortal, the powerhouse, the hero in red and yellow. But to those who met him, especially fans, he was something much more personal. Story after story has poured in of him remembering names, taking time with strangers, and connecting in a way most celebrities never do. He had that rare gift. He made people feel seen. Whether you met him once or a dozen times, you walked away believing he remembered you. That wasn't just charisma. That was heart. But the man behind the myth wasn't invincible. His life off camera was filled with painful chapters. Public divorces, lawsuits, leaked scandals, and physical pain from decades of punishing matches. He once admitted he came dangerously close to ending his own life during the darkest times. But he clawed his way back, reinvented himself, again and again. That's what made him so beloved, not just his strength, but his ability to fall and rise without pretending it was easy. Even as rumors of his health surfaced, many refused to believe he was close to the end. Because how could Hulk Hogan ever die? He wasn't just a man. He was a memory in motion. And now, with silence from his family and no clear confirmation, fans are left clinging to those memories, wondering if we've already said goodbye, or if there's still more to this story. As the news spread like wildfire, one question kept echoing across social media. Why is no one confirming it? Hours passed, and still no official statement from Hulk Hogan's family. No word from his representatives, just that original TMZ report, growing colder and more suspicious by the minute. For someone as iconic and beloved as Hogan, silence felt unnatural. Fans expected tributes, press releases, maybe even a televised memorial. Instead, there was nothing. And that's when the theories began. Some claimed it was all a hoax, a cruel internet stunt. Others pointed to the eerie timing, just weeks after surgery rumors and coma denial. Could someone have leaked misinformation? Or worse, was there something his inner circle didn't want the world to know? Every detail, the stretcher, the cardiac arrest, the quote about God, fits together a little too neatly. But with no concrete proof, no obituary, and no family confirmation, the truth remains tangled in confusion. Until someone close to him speaks up, we're left suspended in a strange limbo, grieving a man who might still be alive, or mourning him without knowing how he really died. Whether this story ends in heartbreak or revelation, one thing is certain. Hulk Hogan's legacy will never die. He was more than muscle and catchphrases. He was a symbol of strength in the face of chaos, a constant in a world that changes too fast. From the roar of WrestleMania crowds to the quiet reflections of a man posting gratitude online, his presence shaped millions of lives. But now, we're caught in a moment between silence and truth. Did we just witness the end of an era, or the beginning of a bizarre twist no one saw coming? Until the full story comes to light, one thing is clear. The man who once said, "Train, say your prayers, and eat your vitamins," may be gone, but the impact he left on this world still echoes like a body slam in a sold-out arena. So what do you believe? Is this really the end of Hulk Hogan? Or just another chapter in a life that's never followed the script?